I'd like to welcome everybody to my podcast. I am your gracious host, Jupiter 9. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, man. I really appreciate people tuning in and, checking out my podcast. I highly appreciate it, man. You know what I'm saying? I just, with this podcast, I want to change lives, you know what I mean? And I want to help people, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, you can feel like, nobody cares at times, you know what I'm saying? Or nobody's out there that's going through what you're going through, you know what I mean? And there's been times and periods in my life I felt like that, like, man, I'm all alone in this world, man. Like, I'm going through what I'm going through, mentally and all that, In this podcast, we're gonna talk about I hate saying the word black because we're not black, but the black community and issues with mental health in the black community, man. I think it's something that needs to be talked about. I think that, it's something that needs to be discussed. You know what I'm saying? What really sparked my interest in wanting to talk about it is for one, I've dealt with mental health throughout my life, you know what I'm saying? I've been into the psych wards and all that stuff a couple of times, you know what I'm saying? Due to mental health, you know what I mean? Family members of mine, going through depression and, depression and schizophrenia and all that stuff. My mother dealt with depression, schizophrenia and all that stuff, and what she went through, seeing what she went through. And at the time when she was going through it, this is like the 80s and 90s. So, it wasn't looked at as having a chemical imbalance as people know it today, and people got a better understanding of depression today. Back then it was looked at, you're crazy, you know what I'm saying? And still people kind of look at it like that at times, you know what I mean? But it's a better understanding of what it is. It's a chemical imbalance, you know what I'm saying, in the brain. You know what I'm saying? And your brain is just not sparking on certain areas of the brain, is just not sparking to where it's registering properly. To put it in simpler terms, you know what I'm saying? And I got an uncle who dealt with mental issues. He served in the military, and he was he discharged from the military because of it. My other uncle, he served in Iraq, 2 terms in Iraq, and he's dealing with mental issues. He's crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's war vet crazy though. You know what I mean? So he's somebody you don't want to mess with. But mental health in the black community is something that's kind of like taboo. People don't really talk about it. And back to getting to what I was saying is that I was watching a show called 60 Days In, where these people, these everyday people who never had a criminal record, never been to jail, you know what I mean? And these people come from all walks of life, you know what I'm saying? They come from all walks of life. Some of these people are, former police officers. Some of these people are, counselors with the children, the kids. Some of these people are teachers. Some of these people are, they come from all walks of life, you know what I'm saying? But they never went down the path of, the criminal path, as some people fall the victim to. And so these people are willing to go into the prison system for 60 days, never having a criminal record, not knowing the atmosphere of prison, you know what I'm saying, and how prison operates, because it's a totally different world when you go into prison politics, you know what I'm saying? You got the gangs, the Crips and the Bloods that run a lot of these prisons, you know what I'm saying? MS-13s and the Aryan Brotherhood, I don't think they are as strong as they once were in these prisons, the Aryan Brotherhoods, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them have been dismembered, broken up, and you know what I'm saying? But it's sad to see that a lot of these prisons are filled with us, so-called black people, so-called African Americans, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these prisons are filled with us, and it's sad to see, man. It's sad to see. So these people go in for, willing to risk their life. They can, once they go in, there's no, they're criminals. You know what I'm saying? They're portrayed as criminals once they, go into the prison. You know what I'm saying? And of course, they have safety precautions. You know what I'm saying? Like warning signals that they can do to get the camera crew's attention or the warden's attention or the CO's attention to get them out of there if something seriously pops up and their life is in danger. You know what I'm saying? But so these people sign up for this. You know what I mean? When they first go in, before they go in, they just regular people. Freedom. People understand freedom is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And before these people go in, they're just regular. You know what I'm saying? They're regular. They don't know nothing about prison, nothing. They just regular. All they know is freedom. You know what I'm saying? So they go into prison. They start off, you know what I mean, observing, seeing what's going on, and they are scared. They even say, I'm scared to go in, But it's funny how these regular everyday average people that never had a criminal record, you know what I mean, all of a sudden start to adapt to the surroundings and to their environment, and they start to adapt. You know what I'm saying? Not adapt to where they're breaking rules and laws in the prison. You know what I'm saying? Because once they go in, they're looked at as everyday prisoners, inmates, and they start to adapt to the environment. But what was messed up about the whole thing was, number one, it was just mainly just so-called African Americans in these prisons, and very little anybody else. I might have seen one or two Caucasians, and I seen maybe one Mexican, but this system is designed for African Americans to trip and them to throw you in jail, man. Because let's keep it all the way funky. Prison is modern day slavery. You know what I'm saying? Has that form of institution really left since the freedom of slavery? No, it's still going on still to this day. Prison is big business. You know what I'm saying? They make money off your phone calls. They make money now. Inmates can get iPads and they charge you $20 a month. It's business, man. They make money off you. You know what I'm saying? You go in there and you make stuff for pennies on a dollar. You know what I'm saying? You're making 2 cents an hour or something crazy, retarded. I don't know. But it is modern day slavery, man. Privatized prisons, like, you know what I mean? But what sparked my interest about, the so-called black community and the mental health issues in the black community is one that I've directly went through, that with family members and myself, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm good, thanks to, CBD, thanks to that has helped me tremendously, because the prescription drugs they were giving me did not work. You know what I'm saying? They did not work. Make me drowsy, make me not want to do nothing, and make me lethargic. So, getting back to that, a lot of these people that are in these prison systems, man, they don't need to be in prison. They need counseling. They need, there was a lot of like guys in the military that were in prison, man, that need mental help. They don't need to be in prison. And I think that a lot of these people don't need to be in prison, not unless you murdered somebody or you killed somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you did something like that. Yeah, you need to be in prison. But I think that it needs to be a deeper look into the mental aspect of a lot of these people that they say are criminals and inmates. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these people got mental problems. And, I could just tell by how they, how the difference from the people who signed up for the 60-day program to go in these prisons. And the point of these people who sign up for this program to go in these prisons is to collect information for the warden so he can improve things about the prisons. And they treat these people like animals, yo. I mean, now I've been into the county. I've been locked up in the county for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Nothing major and nothing like that. But I tell you, let me tell you something, man. For people who wanna go into a prison system and willingly go into a prison system after they get out, yo, something wrong with you, man. Something mentally wrong with you. Something mentally wrong with you. There's no way in hell I want to go back to any type of prison. Any type. It's dirty. It's disgusting. There's rats running all over the place. Know what I mean? And it's just like, no way. No way I want to go back. And people willingly want to go back. I think that has to do with a lot of people got mental issues, yo. Know what I'm saying? A lot of people got mental issues, like serious mental issues. There were people in prisons talking to themselves. Know what I mean? Yeah, they were giving them prescription drugs, but there's no reform in these prisons. Like, there's no reform out. Like, they're not reforming these people so they can go back into society. Like, a lot of people been locked down 25 years, 30 years, and some of them might get out, you know what I'm saying? And all they doing is just caging them, yo, and these people were locked down for 20 hours in the day in a little cell with a bunkie for 20 hours, and then they only get wrecked for like 2 days out of the week, if that. Like, I think that like one of the people said on the show, I think that they should get wrecked for every day. You know what I'm saying? Just to release the tension and stress. And so it was a lot of fights. You know what I'm saying? A lot of arguments. You know what I mean? Just a lot of stuff going on that could be rectified. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that the show, gives the people that signed up for it. So the people who signed up for this, it was like 7 to 8 people. The people who signed up for the 60 days in, you know what I'm saying? It completely changed their life. They're like, this one chick, you know what I'm saying, was married a guy who did more than 10 years. And after she got out, she was like, yo, I understand what you went through, man. Like, I understand why you so aggressive when you got out and still having issues with that. Like, because it's a battlefield, yo. It's a battlefield. Like, any moment, something could go down. Somebody can snap. A fight can go down. Somebody can get stabbed. Somebody can die. Like, any moment. And so you're on your guard the whole time you're doing your bed, man. The whole time, like, know what I mean? And like, I was in the county, so that's it's something, but it made me not want to go back. It did that. Like, I'm not going back to jail, man. Hell no. And what I did wasn't even nothing, man. I was slinging rocks at the cops, and you know what I'm saying? They were harassing me. Like, back home, like, the cops, they're jerks. So I was slinging rocks at them. I mean, I was frustrated. I was homeless at the time. I was just walking downtown, you know what I'm saying, frustrated. I'm like, how the hell am I going to get back on my feet? You know what I mean? So I was frustrated. They were harassing me, asking me all types of questions, just harassing me. You know what I'm saying? They don't have nothing better to do. I'm thinking to myself, like, why don't you go catch some crime or something? Like, leave me alone. I'm not bothering nobody, you know what I mean? But yeah, my whole thing in this podcast, man, is to get people aware, man, especially in the Black community, of mental illness, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get your mental health checked, man, because us as a people, man, we've been through a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? And we really don't. We try to cover it up with drinking. We try to cover it up with smoking weed all day long. You know what I'm saying? Stuff we go through, you know what I'm saying, on a daily basis in society. So we try to cover it up instead of taking our butts somewhere and talking it out with somebody. You know what I mean? We think that's a form of weakness, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It helped me tremendously. When I had I guess you used to call them a counselor or whatever, and you talk to them. It helped me out. It helps when you release what you're going through to somebody who don't have no kind of connections to you. You know what I'm saying? It's not a family member, so they just can't be yesing you all day. It's not your girl. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody totally different from not somebody that you know, and they give you their perspective on what you should be doing to increase your health better. You know what I mean? They're not being objective. They're not being, you know what I mean? They're not just saying it because they love you. You know what I'm saying? They're giving you their opinion. You know what I mean? Which is always, in some cases, it can be right or wrong. You know what I mean? But the aspect of it is to at least you're trying to get your mental health corrected. And a lot of times we don't go see doctors. You know what I'm saying? Men, we don't go to the doctor, get checkups. You know what I mean? We need to do better on that. Myself as well. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things we don't do. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to our mental health, we definitely Heisman that. Like, I don't care about that. I just smoke this weed, you know what I'm saying, every day, you know what I'm saying, to cover it up, the pain I'm going through, you know what I mean, whatever pain you're going through in life, the stuff you've been through. You know, a lot of us dealt with, not me personally, but a lot of us dealt with, mom's on crack, you know what I'm saying, pops wasn't around, so you dolo, you had to take care of yourself, you know what I mean, and, you just had to figure it out. As a youngin, you had to just figure it out. And so we run up on, doing illegal stuff, and the stuff and the pain we go through of moms being crack and not being around, or pops being on crack and not being around. We covered up with drugs, popping perks and sipping on lean and smoking weed all day. Now, don't get me wrong, weed has its benefits, and it also, weed can be a benefit or a negative, man. It depends on how you use it and how much you smoke it. If you smoke it all day long just to get high, and you're not doing it for the medicinal aspects of weed, then it can be a negative. You know what I'm saying? I smoke CBD to relax. You know what I'm saying? I don't smoke CBD to get high. You know what I mean? That's the difference. Like, a lot of people smoke to get high. That's when it becomes a negative. You know what I mean? Because you smoking to get high, you can't get nothing done. You know what I'm saying? You can't get your mental health right. You know what I mean? So we definitely got to check that, man. You know what I'm saying? We definitely got to check that. We got to get our mental health in check, because we've been through a lot in America. We've been through a lot. They stole our land. They stole our history. You know what I'm saying? Whitewashed everything we did. We contributed a lot to America, and we don't get no credit for it at all. You know what I'm saying? We created the first governments on this planet. You know what I'm saying? If the government wouldn't know how to create to build a government, wasn't for us creating the first government on the planet, there wouldn't be no government now. You know what I mean? That's a fact. That's a fact. If you got knowledge of yourself, you do your history. We created everything. You know what I'm saying? It's just that the stuff we created, a lot of times it was stolen because we didn't have the financial funding to get it out to the public the way we wanted to. You know what I mean? So, and we're owed reparations on top of that. You know what I'm saying? But mental health is very important. Like, a lot of us deal with, like, abandonment from our moms or parents. You know what I mean? Not being around or whatnot. And just, it's a lot of stuff we're going through that we don't get help for. You know what I'm saying? We need to get help for. You know what I mean? That is definitely something we need to work on. I'm gonna give you guys some resources. Here goes some resources, guys. I'm gonna read them off. Let's see here. Here are information on the crisis text line by texting Coalition to 741741. Here go the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 1-800-273-8255, and they got a bunch of organizations that you can check out. One is called AAKOMA Project, and this project is in helping diverse teenage and other families achieve optimal mental health through the diagnosis, learning, and understanding the everyone deserves care and support. The next one is Black Girls Smiles. Black Girls Smiles mission is to empower young American women to take ownership of their mental health and stability. Um, and the next one is Black mental wellness. Black mental wellness provides access to evidence-based information and resources about mental health and behavioral health topics from a Black perspective to highlight and increase the diversity of mental health professionals and decrease the mental health stigma in the Black community. So that's Black mental wellness. The next one is Black Emotional and Mental Health Collective, BEAM. BEAM's mission is to remove the barriers that Black people experience getting access to or staying connected with emotional health care and healing. Okay, that's BEAM. And you can look these all up on Google, you know what I'm saying, and get connected with these organizations and hopefully get some help in your area, you know what I mean, if you're dealing with mental health. Okay, the next one is Black Mental Health Alliance. Black Mental Health Alliance mission is to develop, promote, and sponsor trusted, culturally relevant educational forums, trainings, and referral services that support the health and well-being of Black people in other vulnerable communities. That's Black Mental Alliance. And the last one is the Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation. That's BLHF. BLHF vision is to eradicate the stigma around mental health issues in the African American community. So those are the organizations that you can get in touch with that can hopefully help you with your mental health issues. Like I said, I've dealt with mental health issues myself in the past. I'm no longer dealing with them. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But again, when it comes to us in our community, that's kind of like a taboo thing. People don't really talk about it. You know what I'm saying? You know, and we gotta get back to, getting our mental health in check. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a lot of us been through. Each person went through different stages of hurt in their life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we don't do the necessary things to heal that hurt, and hopefully one of these organizations can help somebody out there. Know what I mean? And this is what that podcast episode is about. Whew. So trying to get that out. Sorry guys. To help somebody. You know what I'm saying? But that is my take, guys, in this podcast episode. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Know what I mean? Please share this with everybody. Especially share this with someone, family, or friend that you know is struggling with mental health. Maybe this episode can help them. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take, guys. Please, again, share this with somebody you know who's dealing with mental health. I am your gracious host, Jupiter 9, and I want to say peace and love to everybody. Take care. One.